Let the clear out begin. Richard Arnold is the first name on the sheet to get the chop from the new regime coming in at Manchester United. Richard Arnold is to leave his post as CEO of Manchester United by the end of this year. An announcement is going to be made later on today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the video. Welcome to the United Vibe. I'm Adam. I did have a lot of other content I was going to bring you guys, but as always, I will bring you everything in depth on what has been said and what is going on around Manchester United as it happens. And yeah, I've got some more detail on what is actually going on with Richard Arnold, what is happening right now in terms of Manchester United, who is going to be taking over. I mean, this is all come about, I feel, just because of the Sir Jim Ratcliffe taking over the sporting side of Manchester United. We knew that there were going to be changes. We've done videos on this. Who is going to be the first to go? Who is going to come in? Well, it does finally look like the first moves have been made. He's moving quickly. Manchester United CEO Richard Arnold will leave his role of Manchester United at Manchester United by the end of this year. The announcement from the club is going to be made today. This is coming from Mark Hillman from Sky News, who broke everything regarding the takeover of Manchester United. So I think we can take this as a gospel. This is actually happening. I'll read exactly what Mark has put. An exclusive from him. Richard Arnold, the Manchester United Football Club CEO, is to leave the club by the end of this year. An announcement will be made later today, and it will come shortly before. So Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos Sport confirms the acquisition of 25% stake in the club. That pretty much says everything you need to know about this. He then goes on to say, Patrick Stewart, Manchester United's General Counsel, will be named interim CEO in addition to his existing role at the club. Richard Arnold's departure will come after a year of uncertainty about the club's future ownership, with an announcement on the club's ownership on that front due next week. That's what Mark Hillman has said from Sky News. Now, obviously, good morning to everyone in the chat, anyone who's joining us. I know it's a little bit early, and I know you guys are probably going to be watching this video later on when it goes out, but I was going to be talking about a completely different other subject, one that is very important as well. So that will come out later on today, so stay tuned for that, everyone. But yeah, in terms of what is happening right now at Manchester United, I mean, like I said a minute ago, we have been talking in depth regarding the possibilities of changes at Manchester United, who is going to go. Anyone coming into Manchester United, any businessman, anyone looking to actually prosper or take United to the next level is going to come in and look at the current regime and go, well, that's just not cutting the mustard, is it? It's definitely not. Looking at the figures, looking at how we've been surpassed by other football clubs. This is supposed to be the biggest football club in the world, or one of the biggest football clubs in the world. Does it not need the best in class to get us there? And this is something that we spoke about, which has just been passed off. The buck has been passed from ineptitude to ineptitude, going all the way through the people that have had power at Manchester United. And we've finally seen over from the back of the Super League, obviously, big names finally leaving Manchester United who don't deserve to be there in terms of their role at the club and how they're taking United forward. Yes, they may be lining the Glazers' pockets. Yes, it may be good for the Glazers, but ultimately, right now, Manchester United's future lies on the pitch, and it lies in good results and Manchester United actually being up there. So, yeah, in terms of the players that are actually in play right now to come into this role, as stated by Mark Hillman, it will be an interim announcement with Patrick Stewart, who is Manchester United's counsel. He will be coming in and taking over the role of CEO for now. But realistically, we have to look at this, and when you break it down, and some people say, yeah, you may be a little bit jumping the gun there. Has Arnold been sacked? I know that's what's in the title, but let's be honest. If we're talking realistically, which I always do on this channel, this is Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in and going, nah, that's not good enough. We need more from this football club. If Manchester United, and let's not forget, he is a boyhood Manchester United fan, so he is going to want the best for the club. And the key in all of this, and the one that I keep on going back to, and what is the most important part about everything with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming into Manchester United, is the sporting operations. That word sporting, that is key in all of this. Now, where is the history of Richard Arnold in that sporting aspect of Manchester United? Straight away, when that came out, when that was announced that 25% And that amount of money, 1.4 billion investment, is taking 25% and taking over the sporting control of Manchester United. Well, straight away, you start to look at the sporting word and the phrase in there, and that automatically gives them room to go in and chop, in my opinion. You look at Arnold, you looked at Woodward, you look at anyone in Manchester United. Where is the sporting background? Where are they prospering, Manchester United, in what they do and what they bring when it comes to what happens on the pitch? Yes, Richard Arnold has tried. They've tried to change the blueprint. I've actually what's her name? I've actually said before, like, Richard Arnold and Murto have done the best after what has actually happened with Ed Woodward and the chaos that was before Matt Judd and everything like this. And look at this, Adam, come on, you're better than clickbaiting. This is facts. What is the clickbait about? There is no clickbait in this. Richard Arnold is officially leaving Manchester United. There's nothing clickable about it. We knew this was coming, and I'm telling you now, this is the first part of the rejig of Manchester United. The exodus has started. So, yeah, you can forget your clickbait crap. This is just factual of what's happened today. This has come directly from Sky News. Mark Hillman, who was the first to break the whole takeover saga and Manchester United possibly being up for sale back a year ago today, pretty much November time. So let's just look at it this way and go, yes, we at Manchester United now are waiting for these changes to come. We're waiting to see what comes with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. It has started. That is what is happening right now. It has officially started. Manchester United are making changes behind the scenes. The structure of Manchester United is changing. And like I just said a minute ago there, the sporting side of things, you have to look at this and go, where does Richard Arnold fit into this? He's got no history of this side of things in terms of sporting. His background is in the financial game. So for me, I feel like his name was the first one. I think the big question now is what happens to Murto, or who is next on the list. So the CEO is out. It is an interim role for Patrick Stewart. So that pretty much says everything you need to know. He will be out soon as Sir Jim Ratcliffe's announcement is made. And Mark Hillman actually says this is expected to be announced next week. So within the news of Arnold, another key part of what Mark Hillman has said from Sky News is that the announcement of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and all of that clarity that we are crying out for, that is going to be coming as well next week. So that is all good for me. That is everything that we want to know. And guys, get your comments in. I'm going to read a few of your comments now. The initial news has broken and it's only just been in the last 10 minutes. Ontes says, hope for the first step to get the club back to where it belongs, slowly but surely. Can this be the beginning of something special, says Alvidox. He says, good news, get in. Ten Hag should have got Gallagher instead of Mount, in my opinion. Different video, mate, but cheers, Eagle. Only thing Arnold done was buy a few 1958 fans a pint in a pub. That's very, very true. Arnold sack, question mark. Yes, he has. Oh my, I can drink tonight. Jan Longs, yes, this is actually happening. Do give the video a like, guys. This isn't clickbait like some people think it is. This has actually just happened now in the last 10 minutes. Sky News, Mark Hillman, who is all over everything on this takeover saga, has broke this news. Manchester United CEO Richard Arnold is leaving Manchester United, and it will be done before the end of this year. He has said there is an announcement coming today, later on today, that this will be official and is the first sign that things are being shaken up in the Manchester United world. And I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at it from a fan perspective. It is something I feel we've been expecting, but still, I think the reality is it from our side is what was going to happen first. The whole sort of like predictable annihilation of Manchester United's backroom staff. How would it go down? Who would be first? Who's going to be the first announcement as coming in? Well, I feel like we're not going to get the announcements of who is coming in until Sir Jim Ratcliffe actually takes charge of his role, the sporting operations of Manchester United. But I feel like right now we're getting the first signs like, let's just clear out the deadwood so we can then announce these players. Let's not take away, and I think this is a PR stunt as well, personally, from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. a businessman who knows what he's doing. And the way I look at it, you guys may differ and obviously get your comments in, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe doesn't want to take away anything from the buzz of announcing these new people coming into Manchester United with the announcement of people who are leaving. And by that, I mean, he wants everything and the whole positivity and announcement of a fresh start at United to be on the people that are now coming in and taking charge. He doesn't want it to be anything taken away by the deadwood and the announcement of people leaving Manchester United. Like today, that announcement comes through, like Mark Hillman says it was by the end of today, then that's just going to pave the way for the big news, which is supposedly, like Mark says, next week. That is what is massive right now for this football club. I feel like we're going to get a CEO announcement as soon as. I mean, in turn for Patrick Stewart, yes, we know that's good. But I feel like that CEO announcement is going to come quite soon. I think that the way things are moving and the way Sir Jim is positioning himself and the whole shake-up here, I think things are going to move quite quickly. I think we can be in for a bit of an exciting end of the year, to be honest, as United fans. Not in terms of what's happening on the pitch and everything like that. That still stays the same. But the first signs within 20 years that Manchester United may have actually learnt a lesson while the Glazers have actually been in power, and the acceptance that the club cannot run the way it has been run. It cannot carry on this way. It is. It's not feasible. Manchester United will lose money. They'll keep on losing money. The investment that is going to go into the stadium. Look again. This is like this step-by-step plan. Little bits of news have been broken. Little bits of news are coming out from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's side. It's like he won't invest into the stadium straight away. Initially, the investment is going to come into the training facilities, the infrastructure on that side of Manchester United, putting us back where we used to be. That's where the investment is building from the bottom. We know that Old Trafford cannot be changed. We know that we cannot invest a big lump of money and change everything around Manchester United right now. So it has to be done in stages. I feel like Sir Jim Ratcliffe's main priority is making Manchester United relevant again on the pitch and the way that it is run. The structure has to be in place before you start building everything around it. If the foundations are not there, then you cannot build. The foundations are what this football club is on the pitch, why we're famous, why we make so much money. This has to be the foundation of what is going on. So we have to make sure that the infrastructure in terms of the personnel, the structure of the club, the youth team, the training facilities, everything, all of this has to be in place, I feel. The stadium will hold. We just have to persevere. The stadium isn't going to go anywhere. We're still going to be able to pack out Old Trafford. It's not the most comfortable stadium in the world. It does need sorting, but this is like a priority list for me, and we're already seeing where Sir Jim Ratcliffe is working on this. The sporting side of things, yes, that does include the stadium, but the sporting side of things is keeping Manchester United in that bracket of teams at the top table of football, earning the big, big money. Manchester United will not be able to carry on and operate if we're not in the Champions League. It's facts. Right now, Manchester United, I feel we are going to get a bit of a shake-up in January. I am going to do a video on that soon as well, so stay tuned for that. I feel like January will actually be a shake because when you look at it, Manchester United cannot afford to be out of the Champions League. Maybe one season, but the money that's involved in the Champions League next season is astronomical. You pretty much balance it out for getting through the group stage or playing out the group stage next season, almost equates to winning the Champions League over the last 2 seasons. Manchester City have just announced record revenues for the Premier League because of that treble winning season and the Champions League. Now you put that money into someone who's just going through the group stage of the Champions League, which has been invested into it next season. You can see why the priority has to be on the pitch and Manchester United being able to bring in that revenue stream. That's what's important here. And I think that is why we're getting this early news now before the announcement. We're clearing the decks, ready to bring in the new. And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants that positivity and that vibe going forward. I feel like Arnold is the first name of probably many. Some we probably don't even know about, who have a key role behind the scenes and we're probably not even bothered about. But ultimately, Richard Arnold was that man, like Alien said in the comments, that was filmed in a pub having a drink with some Manchester United fans, promising them that this club can spend money. This club can spend 200 million if it wants, quote unquote. They were Richard Arnold's words. What we didn't know at the time was that Manchester United behind the scenes were just getting their revolving credit facility in place. And we did go and spend 200 million on a bleeding credit card, a company credit card, which is not the Glazers' money and it is not Manchester United's money. So effectively, Richard Arnold was lying to them fans and saying that we can afford to pay the amount of money that we need to in this transfer market to bring in the players that Manchester United, well, they're normally bringing in. Them normal quality players are what we're bringing in. It wasn't. Yes, we did spend that money, and that element of it is right. But ultimately, we didn't spend Manchester United's money. We borrowed it again, and that money is now part of the debt. And Richard Arnold, again, is another man who's going to be out, who's contributed to Manchester United being in the debt situation that they are in right now, which isn't good enough for the club, which isn't good enough for Manchester United. And then ultimately, is going to hamper us moving forward. It is a clean slate. It is a clean slate for Manchester United. This is massive news for the football club today. And I've said, I think we have to take it as gospel. Mark Gilman from Sky News would not break this news just as a gossip, just as clickbait or anything like that. This is official coming from Sky. This is the man that broke the Manchester United takeover news in terms of the club being up for sale, possibly, and the extra investment coming this time last year. Funny how it's gone on a year, and he's the man who's breaking the next bit of big news in terms of the shake-up. He said Arnold is going today. The announcement will be made, and that we're expecting an announcement next week with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That is what has been said today. It's there in black and white. Guys, let's see what you guys are saying. Today is a great day. United forever. UEFA Champions League inviting Al Nassr to the competition, says UK Strange. City overinflated sponsorship. Well, we know 115 breaches. We won't even go into that. This is about United today. Scumbags can hopefully get their just rewards later in time. Alien Tenno says, this is the key though, Adam. The money needs to go into the footballing side, not the Glazers' pockets. I don't think anyone's going to come into business with the Glazers and just give them money. I mean, you look at how badly Manchester United has been run. Sir Jim Ratcliffe knows how bad United is. He just has to. And this is why Sir Jim Ratcliffe actually became the front runner. He did his due diligence. He got in with the Glazers. He knows the Glazers, but he sort of befriended the Glazers in a way to make sure that he was the one that was a more favourable bid. He has been the savvy businessman in this. Sheikh Jazim went down the fan route, saying the Glazers are bad, Manchester United need this, they need that, and we all fell for it, and we all went, it is perfect. I did. I wanted it. I come out and did a video saying Manchester United are dead now that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's coming in, because I didn't think that he would have any power. If he has got this power, again, all of this is if, buts, and maybes, guys. And obviously it changes again, and I'll be doing a totally different video if it works out to be what Alien Tenno said in the comment there, that this money is not being invested into the football side of United. But there is too much noise and there is too much going on. There's too much at stake for Jim Ratcliffe to just allow the Glazers to take his money. What is he getting out of it? If Manchester United are not prospering on the pitch now, then he's getting nothing back for his investment. He is going to want a full control of a certain part of Manchester United. He has to have full control of a certain part of United. Otherwise, this is pointless for him. So this is why I'm going down the road of and then I went back to there, Sheikh Jazim just went down the fan route, had all the fans on side. But the one thing we know with the Glazers, the fans count for shit. He does not give a toss about Manchester United fans. They don't. So you look at it and you go, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, very, very smart, very, very savvy. You don't turn over 60 odd 70 billion in business every single year if you are not a clever man. Dr. No, he was known by trade unions, the hard negotiator. He knows his way around the negotiating table and a business transaction, this man. He is not doing this just to line the pockets of the Glazers. He really isn't. Let's get that straight right now, guys. So for anyone just tuning in, this is the first move. This is clever businessman. And it's no surprise that it's Sky News breaking this story. No one else, none of the sports journalists. This has come straight out. Mark Hillman, the man who started it all, and the links with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, a real businessman who knows the avenues to go down and when to break certain things. This is the reality right now. We're dealing with a different animal altogether in Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The fact that he is a United fan just gives you that little bit of extra hope that he has got the best interests of the club at heart, and he is going to be investing into Manchester United the right way. The sporting operation is massive right now. Get your questions in, guys. Well, we're in here. We're going to run for a little bit longer. I just want to know where you guys' heads are at. Have you read everything that I've read out? Are you up to date with everything? I think I've covered everything that has broken so far. Get the likes in on the breaking news, says Caroline. Definitely do. David Pearson says, I'm so glad I can watch Adam and hear now his own channel. Such a decent bloke. I absolutely love that. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm going to bring it to you real. Whoever that was who said this was a clickbait, well, you do your research. I'm not going to just put something out there. There is always context and there is always detail behind what I do. And you guys will learn that. And if you are tuning in right now for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I will be bringing you genuine, real content all the way through. There is always something behind my headline and my title. I'm not talking complete crap in all of this. I did have another video that I was going to bring out, but like I said, when something like this breaks, and I have been covering this, you see my thumbnails and my titles. Arnold has been over everything. I've been expecting this to happen for a long time. This has been simmering for a while now, and it is happening today. There's no way that Sky News are breaking this, and this is not real. Adam, my opinion is that it will be worth it in this overhaul on the recruitment of playing personnel. If we followed the route taken by AC Milan in their quest to win the Scudetto, they brought in Paolo. In terms of who United bring in next, I think that Tanashi, I think, is the ultimate. And this is like I just said then. Your comment sort of lines in with what I was saying. So Jim Ratcliffe doesn't want to take anything away from the people that he's bringing in to Manchester United. So he's clearing out the crap now. No disrespect to Arnold. And like I said, I've talked about his positives and how he's tried, but it was an impossible situation. And he dropped himself in it a couple of times. Unfortunately, he is the first to be axed. So, yeah, in terms of that comment and what I was saying, so Jim Ratcliffe won't want anything being taken away from the people he's bringing in. If he is going to announce best-in-class people coming in, so David Brailsford, Jean-Claude Blanc, Paul Mitchell, people like this, it needs to run with the positive and stay there. And for me, I feel like this is how he's playing it. He wants everyone to see that he is making this big change, and these people coming in are the right people. We don't need to talk about the past. It's all about the future and moving forward. And I feel that's the whole thing behind Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid. Looks like Xmas has come early, says Alien 10. Cheers for the super chat, my man. Brilliant stuff as always. So Jim is a businessman. The other two are just spoiled kids that's inherited a money maker from daddy. Well, there is fair and there is real in that. Says Alvara Dodge. I think I've said that right. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. I'm crap with reading some names out sometimes. Love your passion, says Craig Barnett. Cheers for that, my man. Loving that. Since Star Trek, Patrick Stewart has struggled for work. So good to see him getting a job for first time in a while. Nice one. Love that. The first of many. Let's hope we stop being an embarrassment in the transfer windows. Yes, that's it, Malcolm. That is very important. This only happens with the structure behind it. Morning, Adam, says Dan O'Brien, Manchester United fan. Morning, all. Yes, if you are just tuning in and waking up to what is happening right now, we are getting the first shaking of Manchester United's backroom staff. Sky News, Mark Hillman has announced this morning that Manchester United will be announcing later today that Richard Arnold will be stepping down this year. And let's not forget, we're in January now, so this is happening the next month. We're stepping down as Manchester United CEO. Patrick Stewart will be coming in as the interim CEO for now, but we are fully expecting an announcement to come from Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Mark Hillman from Sky also said that is expected now next week. So before we come back to Premier League football next week, we're expecting announcements, and this could be the big news Manchester United fans have been waiting for. I know everyone's been guessing when the announcement's going to be made, but yeah, it could be big. And I feel like the moves that are being made and this news today is just the start of everything to come. There's going to be a lot for us to dissect. There's going to be a lot for us to take in. And I feel like right now, I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe is I think he's playing it smart. Honestly, I've said it all along. I can't see him doing this for nothing. I just feel like there is a strategy within what he's done. He's stayed quiet. He's just moved around the edges of all of the hype and the speculation. And like I said, the big thing for me in this is the fact that this news today has come from Sky News, Mark Hillman. This is where I look at it and go, right, okay, this isn't just a story that's being brought out by one of the other publications. The ones I mean, the sports ones. This is genuine. This is real. And yeah, I feel like right now we're just in for a bit of a roller coaster as United fans, because this is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I actually, do you know what? I might as well do a nice little poll for you guys. Let me just put it in now. How happy are you to sorry, hang on 1 second, to hear the news that Richard Arnold let me get it right. Sorry guys, I'm just messing around. It's a bit of a quick fire video today. Arnold is leaving. Actually, that's all failed. I'm just going to quit that while I'm ahead. It's not working. Gotta laugh. It's live, innit? Let's forget it. I can tell by everything as you guys' comments are coming in that it's all working and you guys are actually happy with what is going on. I'll just go through some more of your comments. Bob says, let's hope the players are worried and start playing better. Oh, well, I don't know. Yeah, typos are sent. Typos, yeah. Don't forget to give the video a like, guys. As always, your support is much appreciated. I will bring in you news as and when it happens, as well as the other content that I did. Thanks for tuning in and leaving your comments for the content I did yesterday as well, guys, around the Mason Mount story and everything like that. It does take a lot. It is a lot of work and it is a lot of effort, but I know you guys appreciate it. So, yeah, cheers for all your comments on that video. I thought it hit the mark. I think it was more just a real look at everything. And yeah, I feel like we're going to get more of that now with what is going on in this news today. Truth Seeker says, as long as the Glazers are still there, nothing will change. Sadly, club needs to clean sweep and exorcism. I think it has to change, Truth. I think it will change. Because let's be honest, say for instance, and I said this the other day, people moaned at me because they said it was like backing the Glazers, but Manchester United didn't need the Glazers. Before lockdown, Manchester United's debt was around 250 million. They're facts. You can read up on it. It was there, 250 million. It's escalated since then because of what happened with COVID, and the club was run like crap by Ed Woodward in the meantime. We spent, 1.5 billion, near enough, in the transfer market in the last 10 years. So 150 million a summer, pretty much. If we had the right structure in place, would Manchester United be in this position now? And you probably wouldn't have as many people moaning about the Glazers. I mean, no one moaned about the Glazers when we were winning the double with Sir Alex Ferguson, Champions League and the Premier League. It was about the football. The club was sustainable. The club was running right. But the structure that the Glazers, and I'm not letting them off the hook, the structure that the Glazers put in place after that did line their pockets. They did take their dividends. They did take the money out of the football club. But ultimately, if we had anyone who knew what he was doing and had experience in football, CEO, director of football and whatnot, and they had 1.5 billion to spend over a 10-year span, Manchester United should be safe, should be, we wouldn't be an embarrassment what we are right now and the way that the club is run. I look at it and I go, so Jim coming in, this is what Manchester United should have had Manchester United were running like this, how Sir Jim is going to run it, hopefully, when we had Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill in position. Men who knew what they were doing. Football men that knew the full infrastructure of Manchester United and knew how to get the best out of it on and off the pitch. That's what we need right now. The Glazers are going nowhere. We have to accept it. It is annoying. But ultimately as well, in all of this, like Mark Hillman said from Sky, that announcement that's supposedly coming next week regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe's role and him coming in, that definitely now takes on added significance, because I think within that as well, we should be getting a bit of clarity about what the future holds for the Glazers as well. So I just feel like Sir Jim is just putting all the pieces out. He's laying out his chessboard ready for the attack, and anything that comes his way, he'll be able to just bat away. Clever, clever man. I said it all along. It's going to have to be the biggest PR stunt ever. If the Glazers are still involved, like the chat and the comment says, then there needs to be a massive, massive PR from Sir Jim to convince the fan base that Manchester United going forward are in safe hands and we can see light at the end of the tunnel. That, for me, is important, all of this. Big up, Adam. How's things, man? Gary, I'm good. Thank you very much. Craig Barnett, we need young, hungry players. Yes, I've got a video coming out on that soon. I've got loads of content coming out, guys. But obviously, certain things around the takeover and breaking news like this and important stuff has to take preference, which is coming out today. I will be doing another video tonight as well. And then I'll be back live tomorrow, unless something else breaks, of course. I'll get your guys' input on everything. Mr. Wayne Rudd, great news this morning. It is positive news, very positive news. Finally, someone being positive about the future instead of living in the pipe dream of Qatar, says Ian. Mate, I am a realist. I say it as it is, and I look at it from both sides always. I have my opinions, they're strong. I don't mind being put in my place. I don't mind being proved wrong. There is a video coming out later, which I will leave to you guys to say if I have been proved wrong. I want to do it from both sides. I have my say. I'm strong in my opinion. I think I'm right in what I'm saying. But if something comes back to counter it, I will always show that side of the argument as well. And that's coming out later tonight as well, guys. I'll leave it up to you to decide if I've been proved right or wrong. But I like to bring everything together and just be real. That's what it's about. It's genuine content. It's not I'm not the oracle. I'm not everything. What I say doesn't go. It's just my opinion, and I like to involve you guys, which is what this channel is all about, bringing everyone together, and we can have this chat and this conversation. Hopefully we grow with it and we build the bigger audience, which is what it's all about. Let's just read through a few more comments. Says, we need young, hungry players. I wish Apple would make a huge bid and clean all of the Prats. Yes, I wish Apple came in as well. I think we'd have the best of everything, wouldn't we? Hopefully, this is the start of the renegotiation. We need this to happen as quickly as possible, says David. At least 3 players to be sold in January. So Jim will generate transfer money ASAP. All depends. Them transfers are key. Alien, you're stealing my thunder again. I am going to be doing another video on that as well. That might have to come out tomorrow now. We may do a live one with that one. But yeah, it's full on mental right now in terms of Manchester United news. And the content will keep on coming from me. And hopefully you guys will be along for the ride with it. But in terms of today in the news, if anything else breaks, I will bring it to you. But to round up everything and what has actually happened so far, Mark Hillman has come out with a statement this morning announcing that Richard Arnold, Manchester United CEO, will leave his role at the club by the end of this year. An announcement is set to be made by the club later today, in fact. So, yeah, stay tuned for that one. Also, in that, he has said there will be an interim CEO put in place. Patrick Stewart, alongside his other role at Manchester United right now, will be interim CEO. But we are expecting also next week, Mark Hillman from Sky, that clarity and an announcement regarding the takeover and the 25% Sir Jim Ratcliffe is putting in will be made next week. So I don't expect that interim role for Patrick Stewart to last very, very long, because I feel like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to want people that he knows are best in class and will get the best out of Manchester United and this infrastructure in place ASAP. But guys, that is it. Quick live stream, although we have done 35 minutes, which is amazing, which is great stuff. Thank you for all your comments, everyone. Brilliant stuff, as always. Cheers for tuning in. Don't forget to give the video a like. If you are tuning in for the first time, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification button, so you know exactly when all the latest videos are coming out. There is another one coming out later today, guys, so stay tuned for that. I will bring you that as it comes. And yeah, here we go. The start has happened. The change at Manchester United is here, everyone. Richard Arnold has been sacked. Who's next? We will wait and see. I'll see you guys later on tonight.